Yo, what's up? I'm Brian. I wanted to talk to y'all about the coolest next gen feature that is available on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Uh, games graphics are getting so good that I play a game on PS5 sometimes I feel like it doesn't look much better, if at all, than a PS4 game. But you know what does look better is ray tracing. I'm going to talk about ray tracing, what it is, look at some examples of it in action. That's why I'm wearing these glasses. See that? What is that? It's a reflection. Ray tracing. Ray tracing. So we have an object, right? So basically what ray tracing is, it's ray tracing. It's going to take an object in the game, say this ice cream cone, and it's going to take the light source, which is right here, and it's going to reflect. It's going to shoot beams from the light source, like real light rays, to simulate an actual light ray. It's going to hit the object, and it knows where you're looking because, in the video game, you're going like this, you're moving the camera, it knows where your eyes are looking. So it's going to know, based on that, how that light is going to react and bounce off of certain objects, and how it will react, whether they be matte or reflective, things of that nature. So since it knows how the light is bouncing, and say you have a reflective wall and there's an object like this next to it, it's going to show some of that color on the reflective surface because it's going to be bouncing that light. It also works with shadows. Rather than having shadows mapped, they just occur naturally because it knows where the light hits and knows how to bounce it off different surfaces and scatter it. So without ray traced reflections, you wouldn't see any of this in my glasses. See, it's actually moving in real time, and it's bouncing off and creating that reflection. So in a game without ray tracing, it'd probably be just a fake, something baked into the glasses right there. So maybe you'd see the computer screen, but it wouldn't be reacting and moving in real time. It'd just be kind of a static image, and it might not seem like much, but in practice, you can make some stuff look really cool. And most games nowadays are doing either ray tracing 30 FPS, or you can turn it off and get 60 FPS because it is very taxing. A lot of people want to push that FPS thing. Oh, 60 is the best. I can't play at 30. Dude, I will play at 30 every single time to get ray traced reflections and shadows. They look so much awesomer, and it makes the game so much freaking cooler. I'll show you exactly what I mean. There we go. I see here in the this dish is reflective, so, and this is with ray tracing off. See, what we're getting is just kind of a basic shadow map. So you can see, we can tell something's in front of it. See right here, it's super basic. It's not really transferring much color from her skin or her hair or anything. So that's without ray tracing. Kind of lame looking, huh? So now let's look at that same clip with the ray tracing on. And see now, so you're getting a shadow coming in, a reflective color. You see the color of her hair and her skin bouncing off of this object in real time, just making the whole world seem more realistic. Yeah, look at all that. The color transfer, it was almost nothing with ray tracing off. So now we can see it's transferring the color as well as shadows off a reflective object. Looks really awesome. Let's look at something even more crazy. See, this is ray tracing off. It's reflective windows here. So when you walk by, it's just kind of got this reflective matte thing it's doing, where it's saying light is reflecting off these windows, and it's showing up as this kind of white bulbous streak. It's kind of whack. I can get this bigger. There we go. Doesn't look that great. I mean, look at that. And we're not getting any kind of reflections off the windows, really. And so it's kind of hard to tell that they're windows. You know, they're just clear. So it could be nothing there. Let's look at the ray traced version of that, because this one's pretty impressive. Look at that. Look at the difference. It's all the reflections across the window and into the window. See, we see her, we see the stairs behind us, we see the whole room behind us. Like, how much more immersive is that? Like, I'll take that 30 FPS over the other version, 60 FPS, any day, all day. You see the fire hydrant in the window there, the whole room, 2 people in the background. The whole scene is accurately reflected and shadowed, even off of objects like that orange piece right here, whatever this is. It's reflective, but it's not a window. And yeah, man, thought that one was a pretty impressive example of it. Okay, here's a good one. So this is a reflective floor, you know, like a marble floor we've all seen in it somewhere. So notice this. Okay, on the ground here, it's just one light source showing up. One light source, and see this emblem? It's not reflecting onto the ground here. It looks like one light source when you go down on it is reflecting. And these lights up here are many round lights. It's not one light, but it's showing up as one when you don't ray trace it, because it's just faking the lighting and faking the shadows. Or not faking, but it's baked in, it's programmed. But when we turn on real-time ray tracing reflections, this is what the scene can look like. See, I will notice that there's many different light sources. You can tell that they're like in a grid there, like they are in the ceiling. Instead of being that one blob that was right there, you got many. And then look at that. See, you got the many lights, so that's why it was gridded. And then you can see that coin there reflected in the marble flooring. You see all the lights gridded and reflected in the flooring. Color reflected from that wood right there was brown. And you see over here, you can see the color coming off of these and the reflections in the marble. That's some freaking sweet stuff, man. And this one is I thought the most impressive. Like, this scene gains so much with ray tracing. Here's the scene without ray tracing. Pretty lackluster. Look at that. You're in a glass box, and this scene is like, ooh, look how cool that glass box looks. With absolutely no reflections in the glass. Not that impressive. I see she's got this white kind of glare thing it does on the glass. You'd say that's next gen if that, 60 FPS, even if it's 60 FPS, it doesn't look very next gen to me. I feel like I've seen that before. But put on the ray tracing here. Look at this room now. The whole room, the carpet is reflected, the chair, there's even reflections of like the bars of the other windows. Look at that. Dang, like that's next gen. Like how simple reflections in the shadows can change a scene so drastically. Look at that. That's amazing. Like, I thought this was super impressive versus having no reflections at all. That's crazy. Spider-Man does this too. So imagine, you're swinging through New York and every single window in these high rises does this, accurately reflecting the world around it. be it you, other buildings, pedestrians, cars. Freaking awesome looking, man. That's crazy. So that's what ray tracing is and can do in a video game. It might not seem like much, but to me, that's the big edge next gen has. That's the reason I'm excited about this next gen stuff. It's a little disappointing that no one's really able to push these ray traced reflections and shadows without doing 30 FPS right now. We haven't really seen it with 60 frames per second. But like I said, I'm not a frames per second whore. I'd much rather have it look beautiful like that with those amazing shadows and amazing color reflection and glass and reflective materials at 30 than none of that at 60 easily. Anyway, so I hope that kind of explains what the hell ray tracing is. I know it's kind of hard to get a grasp on it and really, unless you see it in action versus having it turned off. So hopefully that shedded a little ray tracing knowledge for you on the next gen. I'm no scientist. That was a super dumbed down idiot version. Just a quick overview of what it looks like and kind of what it is. Yeah, next gen ray tracing. Bryan versus Ray Tracing. Peace out, man. Later.